So I have nothing to do, so I have nothing planned. You know what? Even though like I'm not in the best shape and conditions, but I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna just do some story times of crazy dates that happened to me while I make breakfast. So I also show you where I'm currently living. Okay, so I'm gonna need some bread. This is my freezer that I didn't leave. My god, I can't even, can you imagine this in my room? Like it's crazy. Anyway, I can't wait to get away from here. Like I wish I could leave today, like literally today. So I'm gonna get some bread and I'm gonna make some toast, something, I don't know. We'll see what we can come up with. My dog here, so I'm gonna show you the rest of the house. One of the bathroom just broke and we live here. It's like six people living here. Actually, I think more than 6 people, because sometimes I see people that I don't even know. Oh, and there's cameras, like it's so bad. Okay, so this is the kitchen. It's dirty. It's really dirty. Like I don't even want to touch stuff. I have my little corner here where I put my stuff. I don't even want to touch things because, you know, it's horrible for me. Anyway, let's make this happen. Ciao piccolino! Thank God I have my baby. My baby. So I need to get my coconut oil from the room. So, okay, I'm gonna actually tell you some dating horror stories that happened to me here in Panama. I'm gonna start with this guy. So this guy I met on Tinder. This guy I met on Tinder, right? So he was Asian. Not that matters, but let me just see if I can put my phone here. Okay, this is great. So this guy was Asian, and but he lived here. He was born here and everything. And mind you, he's a lawyer. Like he's not like, you know, some guy I met on the street. He's a lawyer. He how old is he? 44. 10 years older than me. And so I like to put coconut oil. I think I put a little bit too much, whatever. So he was a lawyer, and the first date he took me to a nice restaurant. I was like dressed very, very nice. I'm gonna add a video right here of how I was dressed. And we go to this restaurant, and immediately red flag, because I could sense his he was very agitated, he was very uneasy, which, you know, I thought it was cute, because I was like, oh, you know, he must be very agitated because maybe he likes me, you know, he's like excited or something like that. But oh my god, it was one of those dinners where I always say no more than an hour, no more than an hour and a half max, and then you're out. And this guy couldn't stop talking. He was talking about nothing. You know, when they talk about nothing, like they're like, oh yeah, you know, like small talk. He was talking so much. I couldn't stand him. But you know, I gave him a chance because I was like, you know, oh shit. Oh my god, I'm burning everything. I was like, you know, I gave him a chance. And so I was like, you know, I gave him a chance. Let's give him another chance. And so we went, I think the second date, I don't know, I was in a very bad moment. So I explained to him the situation that I was in, and he helped me with some like food shopping and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, you know, he's nice. Oh, he did one thing. I told him, mind you, I went to his place the second time. I went to his place and we watched a movie, and I didn't like his place. I didn't, really did not. But he lived alone and everything. But I was like, you know, let's not judge, even though this is not my style. Let's not judge, and let's give him, I'm trying to reach for my things. Let's give him another chance, you know. Let's see how he acts. Let's see if he's helpful. Let's see if he's a provider, a protector, blah, blah, blah. So the another red flag, spank, non leccare là. No. Another red flag was that I told him that I needed help with my rent and everything. This was like 2-3 months before I got evicted. And he said, okay, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna try to see if I can find, you know, the money this week. And I was like, what? Like, you don't have, you know, that's weird. But anyway, I was like, okay, if you can, that would be great. And from that, he disappeared. So he didn't text me anymore. He was gone the whole weekend. And then I didn't text him, and then he pretended like we never talked about this never happened. And that was already a super red flag and super turned off for me, because, you know, he should have just said, I can't help you, I'm sorry. But he didn't. He said, I'm gonna help you, and then he didn't help, and he pretended like he never talked about it. So that was already a big no for me. And oh, mind you, this guy was talking about kids. He wanted kids, blah blah blah. But then he was like, yeah, but it's gonna be easy. He's like a child. I don't know how to explain. I think he's very traumatized. He told me some things about his dad. I don't know. Very traumatized, I think. And so he was like, let me put back my stuff. So he was like, anyway, he came back. When he came back, he said, I'm gonna visit my mom for 2 days. He lives out his mother lives out in the country. So I was like, okay. He went to visit his mom, and he came back, and he knew that I was going through a rough time. I had to tell him twice, like, hey, I can't buy food right now, can you help me? I know it sounds desperate, but you know, everybody can go through a rough time, and if a guy likes you, he's gonna help you. So I don't care how desperate it sounds. Like, if a guy likes you, he's gonna help you. And he was telling me that when we were dating, he was talking to me about other girls that he dated, and he was like, I don't want to date anybody with problems. I don't want, you know, he's one of those feminine guys, like very feminine, that as soon as he saw a problem, he's like, oh my god, no, I don't want to deal with this. So it's definitely not the guy for me. But Spank, Non mangiare, amore. And so he came. I told him that I also was sick, and he was like, he came to me with the roses. I'm gonna show you the picture of the roses. I'm gonna put it in the video. And the roses, I thought it was very cute. I wasn't expecting that, but I thought it was very cute. And he gave me the roses, and I looked them up. My Scorpio, you know, I looked the roses up on the website, and the little thing was $45. So I was like, okay, you know, cute. But then I read the note from the roses, and the note, listen to this. The note from the roses was saying, you're a princess. I don't even remember, it was some bullshit. It was like, when I look at a princess like you, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's cute. And then at the end of the note, it was talking about the chocolates that came with the roses. Wait, let me sit down here. So I was like, chocolates? Like, I love chocolate. I think he asked me if I love chocolates before, and I said I love chocolates, blah blah blah. And he said, on these notes, it was saying that there were the chocolates inside. So I pulled down the roses. I pulled out the roses from the bag. I looked down in the bag. I looked everywhere, and there were no chocolates. And in the note, in the card, it was saying, enjoy the chocolates. So I texted him, and I was like, did you write the note? Because I thought maybe he bought the flowers from the gift shop, and the flowers, they come with a note. I don't know, some kind of mistake. And he said, yes, I asked them to write this note, but I wrote it. They wrote it on the and I was like, the note says that there are chocolates, but I can't find the chocolates. And he was like, oh yeah, sorry, I ate the chocolates. And you know, I just laughed. I just sent him emojis, like the laughing LOL emojis, because you know, I was actually laughing. I was like, oh, you know, he's funny, he ate the chocolate. But then I thought about it, and I was like, what the, okay, I forgot about this. And the next date that we had, he took me on to the churro place to eat some churros. There were 6 churros on the 6 or 4, I don't remember, 4 like big churros filled with like fillings and stuff, and they came with a big cup of hot chocolate that you can put the churros in. And you know, even though I was the one with no food, I was hungry and everything, I was, you know, composed. I ate my churro, and I was, you know, good. He was like, are you eating this? And like, mind you that while we were talking, he was talking with his mouth full, like full of churros. I could see everything, saliva, churros, everything. He was eating the churros like that guy has been starving for like 10 years. And I was embarrassed. Like, he had chocolate all over his shirt, chocolate over his pants, like everything was dripping. He was like eating like, and he was talking while he was eating. I was like, oh my god. Mind you, this guy was good looking, actually, like good looking guy, you know, like a kid. I felt like I was sitting with my son, and I was supposed to say to my son, hey, like, what are you doing? Clean yourself, you're dripping all over your clothes. Like, that's how I felt. And I thought, something is wrong. I even texted my friend. I told her, and she was like, this guy's weird. So he was like, you're not eating this anymore? Oh, okay, better for me. I'm gonna eat everything. And he was laughing with the churros, with everything, like the mouthful. No, guys, seriously, I can't. And I was like, okay. And then I confronted him in a funny way about the chocolates. I was like, so you eat my chocolates last time from the flowers? You ate my chocolates? He was like, yeah. He looked at me with oh my god, how can I say this? He looked at me with like a confronting face, like a challenge. He was like, yeah, and I would do it again. He was like this, yeah, and I would do it again. I don't regret it. I would do it again. So I was like, okay. And so I was very embarrassed, so I laughed because I think he felt attacked, because he's one of those like feminine guys, very sensitive. And as soon as a girl tell him something, he's gonna take offense to it, because he already told me that that's what happened with another girl. He told me that he dumped this girl because she made a comment. I think he took her to an island or something, and she made a joke, because she actually had a point. He would go every weekend. He would go every weekend to his mom. And this girl was like, I think you have another woman, because you know, every weekend you go to your mom, you stay there the whole weekend. Weird. And you don't invite me. I think they were together. And so she made a joke, and she said, you have someone else. He took that seriously. He took that as an offense, and he left her. So every time that I was saying something to him, I felt like, oh my god, is he gonna like take this like as an offense? My hair looks crazy. Is he gonna take this as an offense? And this guy was weird. Mind you, when I got evicted, so we stopped seeing each other because the communication was very like, we were out. Oh my god, he took me to the movies. To see a movie. I already understood that something was off, but he never tried to kiss me, never like anything. We were seeing each other for like almost 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And not that I want him to kiss me, because I wasn't feeling very attracted to him after the whole churro and chocolate situation. But oh no, I forgot about this. He said, you want to get a pizza? It was a weekend. You want to get a pizza and we eat it at my house? I was like, okay, yeah, I want to get pizza. He buys the pizza for me, and he buys chops, like ribs for him. Ribs and pizza. And he was like, I usually eat on my bed. Do you want to eat on my bed? I was like, okay. At this point I was like, whatever, okay. And so we watched a movie while we were eating. Impossible to watch a movie because he was talking the whole time about I don't even know what, like Rihanna, Beyonce, who was better. I was like, oh Jesus Christ. So I can't believe this. We eat. He takes half of my pizza. He was like, I'm gonna take half because I know you don't eat a lot, you're only gonna eat half. I'm telling you, he has some issues right there with food. Like, his and food is just problems. I thought I had binge eating disorder, but this guy was like next level. And so, okay, so I eat my half pizza. I even felt guilty like eating the half pizza. He ate my half pizza and the ribs. Mind you, while he was eating, he was like, I can't make this shit up. His hands was full of like rib juice. He was touching the phone, he was touching the bed, he was touching the remote. I was gagging. Like, I was like, I'm done, this is the last time I'm coming here. He was spitting like everywhere. I'm telling you, like, this shit was real. And you're probably saying, like, you know, it's crazy. It was really crazy. And so I was very confused. I was very, you know, I didn't know what to say. I probably stayed because, you know, I had a moment. I was very depressed. I was like, not desperate, but I was going through like the whole thing, the whole situation, not sure how I was gonna pay my rent and not having enough food. So I think that's why I stayed. And I also thought, you know, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, maybe he's not like, maybe he's good, you know, maybe he has some issues, but he's a good boy. A good boy? No. I was like, no. He took me to church to pray. Oh, when I asked him, why are you doing this? Because he bought me some food, like $20 worth of food shopping, which I appreciate. And I was like, why are you doing all of this? He didn't say because I want to help you, because I care about you, because I like you. He said, because for me it's a value of the church. You know, I'm a good Christian. I'm telling you, something is like off. So okay, whatever. He helped me, and then he didn't want to help anymore, I think. And then he was starting talking about like how he doesn't want to date girls with issues. Look who is talking. The issue boy. And I'm sure there was something else that was weird that I forgot to mention. Anyway, fast forward, we lost touch. You know, he was busy. I don't even know what I was doing. We lost touch. We didn't talk anymore. Also because, you know, I was turned off big time. And he was, oh my God. One day he stopped with the car. I have the picture of the grapes. One day he stopped with the car. He brought me a dessert, bread, and he said, I'm gonna bring you some fruit. And he gave me from the car, like he stopped in front of my house and he left for work. He gave me grapes. Like I'm gonna show you. I think I have the picture of the grapes that he gave me. I couldn't believe that. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, throw it away? Is this trash? What is it? He was like, no, do you want this? So basically, he ate the grapes. He went to the supermarket for me. He said, I'm gonna get you some fruit. And on the way to my home, he ate the whole container of grapes. And when he got to my house, he gave me that thing that I just showed you in the photo. And he was like, here, the fruit. Oh my God, I can't. And I couldn't believe it. So then after that, I was like super turned off. I was like, okay, no, you know, whatever. And he was living close by where I was living when I got evicted. So the day of the eviction, because I didn't know anybody, I texted him, I sent him, I called him, he didn't reply. Then I sent him a voice note crying, because I was crying. I just got the news that I needed to leave the apartment and I had no idea where to go. So I knew that he was living on his own with 2 spare bedrooms. And not that he has to, but you know, I asked him. So I sent him a voice note, and he replies to me, not even call me, not even say, hey, I'm sorry this happened to you, how can I help, let me ask a friend, maybe a friend knows somebody, you know, he lives here, he's a lawyer. He texted me saying, I'm sorry, I can't help you, I have some friends renting out my rooms in my apartment. Period. Never heard from him again. So at that point, after I gave him a week to like reach out, saying, hey, how are you, how is everything, did you find a place, nothing, I blocked him, because that's disgusting to me. So I blocked him, and that was my horror story in Panama. I have other horror stories that I'm gonna, like dating horror stories, I'm gonna you know, make other videos about this. But yeah, see you in my next video.